Hey, what's up, guys? This is going to be our fight review. As you can see right here, Machida versus Romero. And yeah, going to be reviewing the main event. So let's get started with this fight. So this just happened on Saturday, and yeah, it was pretty cool little fight. But let's go ahead and start with round one. So fight gets started. They touch gloves and whatnot, and seems like they're just kind of feeling each other out a little bit, showing respect and shit. So, they weren't throwing all crazy or whatever, not throwing those bombs. Machida doing what he always does, trying to counter, using nice kicks, just pretty much trying to evade Romero. Romero, being pretty aggressive, and not like super aggressive, trying to, take his head off, but, he was all up in his face, and, he was pressuring him and whatnot. So, Romero was going forward, trying to land shots, and Machida's obviously trying to counter him. Now, I mean, as we could tell right here by these statistics, Romero actually won that round with these strikes. He had 3 more strikes that he landed, 15 out of 30, compared to Machida's 12 out of 28. So Machida had a lower accuracy rating and less significant strikes by a little bit. And yeah, Machida was moving backwards as always. He's not, being very aggressive, which is normal. Machida's not really an aggressive fighter. Just likes to counter you and shit. Counter you, and throw good kicks to the body. Mix it up sometimes to the head. Just pretty much what he always does. Tries to throw in those left hand counters. But Romero just kept coming forward. Still showing respect, not rushing in or anything, getting caught. But he was doing good work here. Like, he was landing good shots. Obviously, he has the power advantage. Even though Machida used to fight at 205, Romero just a beast, very explosive, dynamic and shit. Just badass wrestling and shit. Olympic wrestler. So I mean, this guy's a beast, a lot of power. So yeah, he just kept going forward. Landing some good shots. Machida trying to counter him. Machida landing some shots too, as we could tell right here by round one and shit. But you know what? I would have to give that round to Romero because of the pressure. He's in his face, and obviously, as you can tell by the stats, he landed just a little bit more strikes. But it was pretty close round. I mean, it could go either way, but in my eyes, I think that shit goes to Romero. And then we get started on the second round. It's kind of the same thing again. Just kind of like a repeat of round one, except in round two, Romero lands good shots. He lands a couple good shots, some left hands, and it seems like he hurt Machida there for a little bit. So this is nice because he has him hurt, but he still didn't get like super crazy or anything. He's just still respecting. So Romero knows that Machida could counter him if he comes in all crazy and counter him with that left hand, or maybe a head kick or something. So he didn't want to get too crazy, but he did hurt him in that second round and shit. And for some reason Romero still hasn't used his wrestling, either in round one or round two. He still hasn't used that wrestling, which is pretty crazy because maybe he thought Machida was too fresh, or I guess it's the way Machida fights. It just seems like it's hard to grab a hold of him. But yeah, so Romero still wasn't doing any takedowns in round one or two. And yeah, I mean, in second round it was just again Romero has the advantage in the strikes by one more strike. That was a kind of a close round based on strikes, but Romero won that shit because he hurt Machida. Again, he's still pressuring Machida, and it just seemed like Machida was getting hit more, and Romero is obviously doing these harder shots. Machida just doesn't have the power compared to Romero. You know what I'm saying? Romero just has way more power, way more explosive. So all of Machida's shots, even though he landed some good significant strikes, it seemed like nothing was hurting Romero. Like, Romero just kept coming forward, just eating those shots. I mean, this shit, like, this guy just taking those shots like nothing. And we've seen Machida finish fights with like one strike and shit, but nothing was hurting Romero. I don't know if Machida was like not throwing like full power. Maybe he was just doing like the stick and move, because this kind of seemed like he was. He was not like throwing. Didn't look like he was throwing full power shots or whatever. Just doing these counter, this point fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't trying to finish that fight with the strikes he was throwing from what I seen. So yeah, I mean, he's just point fighting and shit. And yeah, Romero was just throwing these bombs and shit. Like, this guy almost got off balance on one of these punches he threw. He tried to throw this crazy ass knee when he got close to a Machida, like this jumping knee and shit. And I'm like, fuck, like, this guy's an athlete, you know, very explosive and dynamic. And yeah, I mean, you know, Machida, you know, just it seemed like nothing was hurting Romero. And Romero, like, when he landed a good shot, it looked like Machida felt that shit. So, you know, once again, give that round, that round to Romero. And, you know, now let's get to this third round. So this is like, based on these strikes, I mean, look at that, 3 out of 10 and 10 out of 13. Now this is obviously, it ended pretty quickly in that third round. So I mean, I don't expect a lot of strikes for Machida or Romero, but like, he only landed 10 and he finished that fight. So yeah, the round gets started. It seems like Romero's a little bit more aggressive. I think he was just a little bit more aggressive. Still coming forward, still trying to land those good shots. Machida's still trying to counter and whatnot, and I think Machida got clipped by a right hand or something. You know, caught his attention a little bit. You know, didn't drop him or anything, but caught his attention. And yeah, they just kept on pretty much doing the same thing as round 2 until, you know, it didn't take that long, but until it seemed like they got close to each other for like a second. I don't know if who initiated this body lock. It was Romero or Machida. I don't know. They got kind of close to each other. It seemed like Machida got close to him, but I don't know. These guys just got close to each other, and right away, like, Romero just grabs him and then just tosses him on the ground like nothing. Like, you know, Machida has really good takedown defense. You know, he has that sumo background and shit. Fought at 205 with big wrestlers, and they couldn't take him down sometimes. It's just like, damn, like, this guy, I'm telling you, this guy's really explosive as fuck. Like, Romero's a fucking beast and shit. But yeah, he took him down like nothing, and then like it just seemed like after that it was, you know, this fight's already about to end and shit. He took him down, and finally, like, you know, we see the takedown. You know, Romero, I don't know if he that aggressiveness, maybe because he hurt him, he probably thought like, all right, maybe he's a little hurt now, so, you know, maybe he's a little tired and whatnot. Like, now it's time to shoot in, go for the takedown. So he did that. He got him down, and he was trying to land like a right hand or something. I think he hit him, like, just kind of hit him a little bit. Didn't seem to hurt Machida that much. But then he just started throwing these elbows. Now, these fucking elbows were like brutal and shit. Just short elbows. And I don't know what the hell Machida was trying to do. I don't know if he wasn't even covering up. Like, he was trying to do some jiu-jitsu shit or something. I don't know what the hell he was trying to do. But he was on the ground. And, you know, it's just Romero just fucking started unloading on him with these brutal ass elbows and shit. Short elbows. He didn't even land that much. He started landing these elbows, and then next thing you know, Machida was knocked out cold and shit. Like, holy shit, man. When I watched this shit, I was like, fuck. He fucking smashed his ass. Like, he KO'd his ass on the fucking ground with just, like, my bad. But yeah, this shit was crazy. He just KO'd him like nothing. Like, he took him down. Just so, like, explosive as fuck. Took him down like nothing, and then, like, right away just got with those elbows, just ground and pound, and then just finished them. It was just fucking crazy and shit. Get some water and shit. But holy shit, man, that shit was fucking crazy though when he did that shit. Now it's just like, you know, why didn't he do that before? I mean, Machida's, you know, hard to take down early in the fight, I guess. You know, he's still fresh, very fast and shit, elusive. And yeah, it just seems pretty tricky to try to take him down. So it's like once they got close, Romero instantly just grabbed a hold of him and then just tossed his ass on the ground like nothing. And then yeah, it seemed like he was just waiting for the opportunity, and he just exploded on the ground with those elbows. But yeah, guys, that shit was fucking badass. You know, I feel sorry for Machida because, you know, he took that damage and shit. He got knocked out. I mean, this is his second loss or third loss. Yeah, second loss in a row. Yeah, he lost to Rockhold and now Romero, and these are top guys. And yeah, he gets brutally knocked out against Romero, and then against Rockhold he got I think tapped out. And yeah, he also got hurt in that Rockhold fight too, with some ground and pound and shit. It just seems like Machida's ground game is just not that good, and it's, I don't know, he's a, you know, jiu-jitsu black belt and shit. And then yeah, it just seems like he's really not evolving. It's just pretty weird and shit. Just these top guys, it seems like they figured out his style. They know how to beat him now. It's just like, you know, Machida just, I think, just get a little bit more aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Change that game plan up a bit. He just seems to do this countering type of style, which is his style. Oops, my bad, my shit cut off. But yeah, that's his style. And yeah, he's just too used to this karate style and shit, this countering point fighting style. The thing is, these top guys seem like they figured him out already. They're pushing forward, they're getting all up in his face. And yeah, I mean, as you can see right there, it seems like once they get him down to the ground, Machida doesn't know what to do here. And he's a jiu-jitsu black belt, so yeah, I mean, I don't know what's up with him. But yeah, this shit was a pretty fucking brutal knockout right there with those just short elbows, ground and pound by Romero. And yeah, of course, Romero got the win. And yeah, man, guys, that was a pretty badass fight, Like, at the end there, I mean, it was pretty tactical in the beginning. Just, Machida doing what he does, Romero going forward. Was, kind of exciting second round, you know what I'm saying? Looks like he had him hurt. And then this third round, damn, just demolishes him on the ground, dominates him with those elbows and shit, just smashes him. And yeah, that was pretty much it. But yeah, guys, pretty much all I got to say about the fight. A pretty good fight. But for the next matchup, I think for both these guys, I think Romero should probably fight Jacare, and I think Machida should fight Bisping if he wins. If Bisping wins his next fight, yeah, if he wins his next fight, I think Bisping should fight Machida, because I think that's a winnable fight for both of them. Like before, I would think Bisping doesn't have too much of a chance, but now Machida's not looking too good, so Machida came back really quickly, to fight again. I think his last fight was just like 2 months ago or something like that when he fought Rockhold. Then now he fights really quick turnaround. He fights Romero and then he just gets knocked out. He hasn't been knocked out in a while and shit. So yeah, this is I don't know. Machida's now just out of his prime now. I mean, he is pretty getting older and shit, but yeah. So I think that would be the next fight right there, Bisping against Machida. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about that shit. This fight was nice. It was pretty cool and shit. Good to watch. And yeah, that's what I think right there. Bisping versus Machida. And yeah, guys, I'll be reviewing more videos. I mean, more fights, and doing some prediction videos also. Haven't done no UFC videos in a while. So yeah, guys, keep up to date on the channel, leave comments or whatever, and yeah, I'll see you guys later.